Welcome to Michelle's Life on Repeat. I am checking in with you to see how you are doing and to let you know what's going on in my life. Every once in a while we just need a non-specific video. Okay, I have made my video. It is super long and I know you guys like super short. So 5 minutes and you guys are out of there. So here's a quick rundown of my video. Mom got a new orchid. I have to fix it. I have a hemiplegic migraine. It started last night. Bella Dog did her alerting this morning on my hemiplegic migraines. We didn't go to the beach today because we have this migraine that showed up. And I got some new ideas for my orchid plants that need more humidity. That is a synopsis of my video. Oh, and don't forget, I have a new Facebook page for you and I and all of us on our little channel that want to communicate about orchids, life, or chronic illness, or just hang out. Anyway, check it out. Michelle's Life on Repeat is the name of the group. So look for me on Facebook under groups, and then membership, click thing, I'll ask you a question, and bada bing, bada boom, we'll all be on the same place, chit-chatting. That is a synopsis of this long video. But if you want to come along for the journey and the ride and all the little stuff in between that I chit-chat about, please stay tuned to the end. Know what I mean? Not all about the orchids, not all about chronic illness. Sometimes it's just a little mix of everything, kind of like my little mix of goodness. Now, you guys either love or hate candy corn. From what I've heard with different people polling different things, especially on Facebook, you love or you hate the candy corn. I love it. And my favorite way to eat it is with salted peanuts. You got a mix of salted peanuts with the sweet candy corn together in your mouth. It tastes like a payday bar. Remember Michelle May out there? If you're watching Michelle on your channel over in Australia, you were tasting some of our American-based candies and you fell in love with the payday. That right there, girl, is a great assimilation to a payday. Candy corn and roasted peanuts. And now for a drink of water to clean my teeth. Welcome, welcome to all of my new subscribers and to all of my following subscribers who come back video after video or every once in a while video. I appreciate you. I appreciate the community that we are forming. I welcome you to my grow room. This is a spare bedroom of ours because all of our 3 adult children have flown the coop. And we have 3 extra bedrooms. So here we have a grow room. I grow all of my orchids indoors in my grow room with humidifiers and a Mars Hydro light and some supplemental arm lights. The window is right behind the camera. I open it up for cool air at night and I close it, and you know, the whole gamut. I do my best to control the humidity in here, but I can't get it up as high as some of my orchids love. And so this is now the fall season, and we are also rethinking where we're going to put some of those orchids or how we're going to adjust their humidity loving ways. And I have got some great tips that came in from Mark over at Toki World. I believe I said that correctly. If I didn't, my apologies. I'll put his link in the description down below. And he said, gave me some advice about keeping my Tolumnias that are needing a little bit more humidity at a higher level. So later, I'm gonna work on orchids. Today though, it is kind of a medley. I am not diving into any one thing fully as a tutorial for you to learn. But I do hope you stick with me. I have some updates on the orchids my mama just brought over to me yesterday. I also have an update on how I woke up to a hemiplegic migraine this morning, and you know, just some touches of life here and there. That's what I like to do. Just sprinkle a little bit of love, sprinkle a little bit of joy, sprinkle a lot of orchids, and you know, get on with life. I do have a smaller channel compared to many of the other YouTubers out there, and I love the connection and the community that it affords me. The ability to type back and forth, to communicate, to laugh, to invest in other people's lives, and to learn a little bit about them and think about them throughout my day. That was one of the primary reasons why I started my channel, was to have a community with others that might be in my situation, or others who aren't fully in my situation but just want friendships, you know? So here we are in the orchid room. I wanted to share with you that I did start a brand new Facebook chat, not a page, group, a Facebook group under my name of Michelle's Life on Repeat. There is a group. I wanted to encourage all of you out there who love to connect to type in and come over and see me over at Facebook. Right now there's 2 of us, myself and my dear friend Bree, and the 2 of us, you know, it's pretty quiet. Echo, echo, echo over there. The cricket sounds are going on. But I wanted to encourage you and invite you, if you have a desire to talk more about orchids, laugh more about life, maybe talk about some of your disabilities that you're struggling with, or just find community where you don't have to post it and all of YouTube out there can read it. I totally get you. So if you wanted to come over and check out that Facebook page, I would love to build a deeper friendship with some of you, whoever wants to invest their time. Also wanted to show you my beautiful orchid. It's not mine. I apologize. It is not my orchid. It is Mama's orchid. Let me move my bowl of candy out of the way. Mama got this gorgeous flower on sale, this orchids, yesterday at the grocery store for, I think she said $3.99. That's really cheap because the pot it came in was cracked, and she always buys the little more dainty Phalaenopsis. But let's take a peek in there. I gave her a big drink of water, and here we have a root full right down there. Lots of roots coming, going. And I told her, I'll take care of it, Mama, for you. We have got her all repotted. I don't know if you can see the orange. It's not brown, it's an orange. It's really pretty. Hopefully. How you doing, Mom? I love my mama, and today we're gonna go to the beach. To the beach. Everybody's saying the beach, the beach, the beach. Yes, we had planned to get in the car early, husband, Mom, and I, and Bella dog, and drive out to the coast for, we were just looking for a day trip. Kind of like day drinking, you know? No, just a day trip. We were going and see the ocean, have lunch, but I have been on a roller coaster ride. I have had some inflammation pain where my doctors put me back on some prednisone, and you know what? I love that I have life again. I have movement, I have energy, I am not tired. The only problem is I'm not amped up. That's a good thing. Prednisone doesn't amp me right up. It actually lessens my hunger. I'm not hungry. I don't eat as much. Some people love the food, like really love the food when they're on prednisone. But I can give or take it. But it also doesn't let my mind stop for nighttime sleep. So every night it's about 2 a.m. when I finally fall asleep. Yeah, it's hard to fall asleep. But as I was falling asleep last night, I had that rare aura. I did a video on it the other day. It's a smell aura. And it is only a smell aura that I get, usually I try to ignore it. I had the radiator fluid smell. Yeah. I don't sleep in the garage, nor do I sleep under the hood of my car. I sleep in a bed, and there it was, drifting in, the radiator fluid smell. I'm like, oh crap. And then I said, nope, I don't smell that. Just ignore it. It'll go away, right? It'll go away. But the other symptom I get with my hemiplegic migraines as the pre-aura phase, before any visual disturbances, before the speech language goes out, before my movement is affected, before the paralysis or any of the droopy leg and tripping come around. Sometimes it's like 10, 15 hours before those things set in. I get my left side, which is my hemiplegic side, my eye will drip non-stop, like you have allergies, but it's not affecting your nose or both eyes. It is only affecting the one eye. And I sat there and wiped my eye all night long as I said to myself, I don't smell radiator fluid. My eye's not dripping. I'm just fine. I just need to fall asleep. It is strictly the prednisone working its magic, keeping me awake. Well, I finally eventually fell asleep, got to the point where I woke up this morning and realized I don't feel so good. The nausea part had showed up. And I looked at my watch because, you know, we were going to the beach today. So I thought to myself, I would be up by 7 a.m., quick coffee in the car. You know, I can sleep if I'm tired in the back seat of the car. Let's get mom, let's get the dog, let's go on a journey. I got my watch and I said, holy shamoly, it's 10 minutes to 10. Yeah, I had a suspicion. That was my first suspicion that this day trip may not be happening. So I made my coffee and my stomach is nauseous, and I said, denial, denial, it's not happening. And I sit down with my coffee and here comes the Bella girl. She had been sleeping in a curled up ball. I'll show you a picture. There she is, sleeping between Dad's chair and the little tiny corner coffee table. She came and she sat in front of me when I got my coffee cup, and she did the and I'm like, what? What, girl? Just sip my coffee, leave me be. She said, so I had to lean in. I asked her to do the momma check, and that is her service dog cue to sniff my face and tell me if I am going to be having a hemiplegic migraine or not. She will not alert me to all my migraines. She is focused. She has one goal, to tell mama if there is a hemiplegic migraine. So she sniffed me, she sniffed my mouth, my nose, she got to my eye, she lingered on that damn left eye that was dripping all night long, and she licked it a couple of times, and she sat back all proud like, give me my cookie treat now. I did what I was supposed to do. And she was right. Darn it. She's always right when it comes to, Mama, you're having a hemiplegic migraine soon. Go take your medicine. So I gave her little rewards. They're like little Tic Tacs, you know, but to her, they're the greatest thing in the world. These tiny little dots of love, bacon flavored love treats. Anyway, I took my medicines. I am hanging low. We are not at the beach. We are in the orchid room. But the safety of it is I have my home, I have my dog, I have my husband nearby. I've got my bed when I can't handle it anymore. So I am just going to press on as best I can. We have changed plans yet again. That is the key to chronic illness. Being ready to change plans. One of the things that I am doing to help bring in some more moisture to my orchids that need more humidity is I'm buying cookies at the grocery store. And you ask, how does buying cookies at the grocery store help get more humidity into your plants? Well, let me show you. See, the cookies come in these really deep containers, and I can spray in there, mist in there, and drop it down and make it, because they're not really touching too much, a higher humidity dome. So I'm doing my part. I'm eating the cookies as fast as I possibly can, and getting a little bit more humidity for these two plants. These little guys are some that I took off of my mounts. I got them in 2019. It was before COVID, because I remember we traveled to the beach and I brought them all with me. because I didn't want them to dry out because they were still young seedlings. But so it may have been late 2018, but they haven't produced anything for me. They were on mounts. I'd water them daily and still haven't seen anything. And I know they're slow growing. But this first one right here is an Araengas zipper. She likes light shade, temperatures between 60 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll put that up in Celsius for you. And humidity 50 to 70%. Well, my room here runs 55-ish, and then if I pump up all of the humidifiers in here, it might get to 60, but we really don't like to keep it much higher than that because it's a carpeted bedroom. So I am trying. I moved her off the mount and put her into some fine orchiata bark. There is some pumice lava stones in there. Volcanic stones is what they're called. And a couple of leca pellets down deep in the bottom. And I'm hoping that the humidity when I spray and mist in this little cookie tray will help her. Her companion that's sitting right next to her in the same little getup, I got her off of the mount and put her in here. You can see one of her roots. Her strong root there. Turned out that I always thought that this was one plant and this was a new shoot coming off to the side. That little one down there, do you see it? Yeah, she's down in there. Well, it was just this little guy. They just tied it on the mount to make it look like it was a new shoot, but it's not quite dead. She does get some hydration, so I have to lay her gently on the bark and moss and mist her. So that is what I will do after I'm done here. But this is my Cleisocentron gokusingii, best blue cross with herself. And she is slow and small, and but I think she's liking this humidity in this dome. She's got a little tiny new tip. It's very hard to see. But let me get my fat hand out of the light. There we go. Maybe you can see it that way. She has a little bit right there between these two ones of a new growth since I've put her in this more humid environment. So I am excited, and I have bought more cookies because I have more plants to do this with. I was going to do a glass dome with a lid, and I thought I'm going to forget to take that lid off and suffocate those plants. But this way, you know, just having her sit, the lid naturally just kind of flops. I could make it go tighter. I also use Mr. Giraffe, prop it up if I need it to be up a little bit higher. You know, Giraffe does multiple purposes here in my orchid room. Those are two of my orchids. I'm trying to get more moisture in. The other two are going to be my Tolumnias. Okay, here we have our intervention for our two Tolumnias that I have that have never spiked for me. I got them in 2018 and I've never seen a flower on them. And they came as seedlings, so I assumed they just needed 5 years to grow, but Mark thought that they might already be adult size. They're just not in the right conditions with lacking of humidity and too much moss that I had on the top of them. So this is what we've come up with. This is filled with water. I'm going to keep the humidity high. I'm going to mist them a couple of times in the day. I do dunk them every morning. I had been dunking them and then letting them just hang and keeping them up on my top shelf with lots of light. This one was she's growing. This one is Tolumnia Varagata. So she is a species, I believe. So she won't look or get as big as the hybrids, and that was something I had not grasped. I thank you, Mark, for sharing that with me, that she is different than a hybrid, which get really bigger, taller, pointier, and that I see everyone grow so easily. I did not know that in my ignorance and my newness to growing orchids, that this one that I chose, who did I get it from again? Orchids by Hauserman, that I got a species, and she was tiny, and she needs a little bit different care than a hybrid. So back she goes on her little mount. This one, I just watered her roots. I pulled off a lot of the moss that I had over her roots. He suggested removing the moss that's over the roots. Now we did do a Tolumnia care collab, and if you remember that, she is still growing on. She's got that new little fan in the front, which is quite cute, I think. But who are we here? I think she's Jarak. It's called, I'll read it, I can't hold it up that high. Tolumnia Jarak Flyer Golden Fairy. So she is more of a hybrid. That is why she is not a species, and her name is capitalized after you see the Tolumnia. And she, you know, has those typical longer spikes that I kept waiting for this one in the back to get, but that one is different. So now I'm excited to know that I have two different kinds of Tolumnias, not necessarily both of them being hybrids. So that is my goal, keeping that humidity up. And there she will sit on my top shelf right underneath the Mars Hydro Light. I've got the water in there for humidity. I'm going to mist her as much as I can in the day. And the room right now is, with the doors open and everything, 55% humidity. I know she needs more, but we'll do what we can do. So here's another cookie tray invention I'm working with here. Phylum lasiochilum has come off of the mount, and I put it in this cooking container. Remember I said I like my cookies, but I just went out and bought some more so we could have the container. But because it likes airflow, I cut it down the middle, and now I have kind of a dome, but I can open it up and get more airflow in there. I put some lava rock. What did I put down there? I put leca and a little bit of bark. There's holes drilled on the bottom and some fresh moss so that those roots can get wet, but within a day or so with this flap open, it will dry out. And that's what I'm going to try to do to get me through fall, see how she progresses, and then from there I can move on to something more permanent than my DIY humidity box. So please comment down below, are you a yes or a no when it comes to candy corn? Welcome to fall. It is September 2021. Until we talk again, bye-bye.